Well, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the Road to Financial Freedom. This is Pastor Kurt Buckmeyer, my lovely wife, Nedra Buckmeyer. Um, and would you believe it? We are on our seventh session of the Road to Financial Freedom, where we're talking about all things financials, how we can get from where we are financially to where we desire to be. And our desire is for you to be debt free. Our desire is for you to have a prosperous life. Our desire is for you to be able to have disposable income after you take care of your financial responsibilities. So we're going to continue on speaking on finances, and what we want to discuss tonight is understanding we're in 7 months into this. We've talked about so many different topics. We've talked about budgeting, we talked about savings, we've talked about investing, we talked about insurance, we've talked about um, saving money for emergency fund. And now tonight, what we want to look at, as we looked at all these different topics, tonight what we want to do is a couple of things. I want to first start talking to you about making adjustments. Okay. Once you have a plan in place, the plan should be flexible enough whereby you have the ability, as you gather more financial information, as your situations change, your plans have to be flexible. Okay. And one of the things that we want to be mindful of whether it's budgeting, whether we're on our path to, when we're on our path to financial freedom, is every now and then, maybe quarterly, we have to make a reassessment to make sure what we have set up 3, 4, 6 months ago, 12 months ago, it's still the most feasible path for us today. Okay, because external circumstances change, our financial circumstances change, and as things change, we have to be prepared to respond to such things. And one of the things I want to just talk to you about tonight is something I received. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to talk further about what I want to deal with here. So hopefully you can see this. I'll double check to make sure, but I received this in the mail. Yeah, I'm checking the feed now, and I can see that you can see it. Just make it a little bigger. I received this in the mail, and for many of you who know me, my favorite store is Macy's. It's the one retail credit card that I have is Macy's, and I received this in the mail from Macy's. So one of the first things I want you to be knowledgeable of is read your mail. I know we have a lot of young people today. My kids are like this. They get stuff in the mail and they never read it. Okay. And I'm like, you need to open your mail. You need to read your mail. You need to see what's going on. And they're like, why? I know how much I owe. I know how much the payment is. But it's important for you to read your mail. Okay. Just because it's bills and just because you may know what the balance is, you may know what the monthly payment is. I've had situations whereby things have changed. When you have rental properties and individuals get things in the mail, the bill, utility bills in the mail, and it's like, well, I know what the utility bill is, so I don't even check it. But it's information to you. Maybe there's been a cost adjustment. Maybe there's been an update, and you're not aware of what's taking place, and then that subsequently comes back and hurts you financially. So I got this in the mail, and what it's saying to me that they're changing the terms of the credit card, and as of what's coming up in August 19. So as of August 19, the interest rate is going to increase, and as you see, it's going to increase to 34.49, or let's say 34.5%. And I think I was going to look this up. I forgot to do it, but I think by definition, this would be considered usury. I mean, so for every $100 you spend, if you amortize it out, and if you allow if you don't pay it off in full, and you utilize interest, they're going to charge you $35 for every $100 you spend. So you buy something for $100, and you'll end up paying $135 for that item. Why is this significant? Why is this important to our plan? Well, let's just say when we did our debt snowball, and when we listed all of our debts, okay, we go from smallest to largest, and we're paying things off, okay, and then we roll over the payments to the next bill. But if you have let's say you have a $500 bill, a Macy's bill at $500, and it's at 34.49%, and you may have a $300 bill at another credit card, and that's at 25 or less percent. When you start doing the calculations, it might be more beneficial to you. You might end up saving more money if you reorganize and reprioritize payments, okay, to pay off the higher interest rate. The other thing we talked about is then this would give you more incentive, right? So if you have $500 at 34.49%, and then Capital One sends you an offer in the mail for you to be able to get, $2,500 credit limit at 0% for 12 months or 16 months or 24 months, then the interest rate may go up to 24.99%. As a financial advisor, I would strongly recommend, or anyone would strongly recommend, you take advantage of that situation, transfer the entire balance, because you'll pay a fee, maybe 7%, 8%, even 10% to transfer the balance. But by doing that, you give yourself 12, 20, 18, 24 months of zero interest, right? So as opposed to continue to paying on a credit card for 34.49%. Fortunately for me, I don't really keep a balance on any of my credit cards. We talked about credit cards, and we talked about the use of credit cards, and part of the reason why you use credit cards, and part of the reason why I would use my Macy's credit card is for the points, the reward points. So, I just purchased an item, and they said you had $10 in credit. So I was able to, actually, I just bought some more towels. And, I don't know about you, but Macy's sent me a get an email, and they are they're having one of their sales. So what did I do? I went in there and looked at it. They're having towel sales. So hey, I bought myself some new towels. Okay. Started Christmas shopping already. Bought some Christmas gifts, right? Because they're on sale. Take advantage of the reward points that I had. So some of the things I was able to purchase, even though it was on a sale price, I got it at even a greater discount. Okay. And when come Christmas time, I'm not panicking. I'm not rushing, right? I already started Christmas shopping because it's on sale. Utilizing your purchase power, letting your money go farther. These stores, they need to generate sales. They need to generate revenue. In the summertime, they're probably getting ready to go back to school, and they're having go back to school sales. So take advantage of that. You don't have to wait up until the season. If you're, back in the day, we had in New York City, we had a store called Sims, and their marketing tag was an educated consumer is their best customer. When you're an educated consumer, you take advantage. Okay, you purchase things when it's to your advantage. You don't purchase things when it's to the store advantage. Okay, but I wanted to bring this to your attention because many a times, if you have a credit card, you have a credit card company, they'll send you information in the mail, and you don't even open it because you know what it is. It's a bill. And you can easily go online and you can check the balance. You can easily go online and make your payment. And some individuals never take time to actually know what their interest rate is. They don't Okay. And that financially, that's a detriment to you. I stated to you before, on a consistent basis, I'll state it to you again. If you don't manage your money will manage you. And part of the responsibility that you have in terms of managing your money, okay, is understanding all the different variables. So as the economy changes, as it negatively affects you, it also negatively affects some of your creditors. And the way your creditors respond is by as interest rates go up, and if your interest rate tied is a variable interest rate, well, variable meaning it changes based upon whatever the prime interest rate is. Okay, they add a percentage on top of that. It could be your mortgage, and as we see in some of these credit cards, and what happens is the creditors need to raise more money. They may not be getting more individuals signing up for their credit cards because it's such a tough financial time. So because of that, what do? In order for them to generate more revenue, they raise the interest rate. And you not paying attention, so you're paying the same you used to pay, okay? And now you're wondering why, when I calculated that making this payment, I would be able to pay it off in 6 months. And you didn't realize they changed the interest rate on you. They increased the interest rate. And now that 6 months turns into 8 months, or that 6 months turn into 9, 10 months, or 12 months. So it's important. Believe me, I'm telling you, it is important that you open your mail, you read your mail. Don't just take it for granted that because you know what your balance is and what your monthly payment is. Yeah, I have the budget. I made the debt snowball. I did everything you said, Pastor Kurt. I follow that. Yeah, but now what I'm telling you to do, you also need to periodically check in on the path that you're on to make sure it's still the best path, to make sure you are still on the trajectory that you have to arrive at the destination at the time you expected. Okay, because if you made plans to arrive at a destination, right? For those of us, you with your GPS system, and if you have a Waze, or if you have a GPS system that gives you update in real time, it'll show you where you may be coming into congestion, and it might even recommend to you, okay, if you take this other path, this might be the best path for you in order for you to arrive at your destination at the best point in time. So it gives you an opportunity to make a decision, right? You can sit and wait in traffic if you choose, but here is an alternative path. That's part of the reason when we traveled and when we went to work every morning, the first thing we would do when we get in the car is turn on the news station, the station that gives you the traffic to let you know where the congestion is. You're listening to find out if the path that you take, okay, if there's an accident there, right? Do I need to take an alternate path in order for me to get to work on time? Well, it's the same thing here. I need for you to understand, okay, listen to me, because I have these conversations with my adult children, and for the life of me, okay, just because we have internet, just because we have email, for the life of me, I don't understand how you get mail, okay, from a credit card company, and you don't open your mail to read it to make sure that you understand what's going on in your account. Okay. So I open all my mail, and again, at the time, I didn't really have a balance on this credit card because they sent me the credit card. I had to because they sent me the statement, it had the reverse effect. I went online and started shopping. I started spending money. I had boxes showing up at the house from Macy's all of a sudden. I hadn't bought anything from Macy's all year. And all of a sudden, they sent me the statement. So I guess from that part, it did work because they did get me shopping. I noticed that they had sales on, and some of the things that they had on sale, I said, "Oh, that would work well." Added to the wardrobe, so I was able to purchase some things as well as household things because they were on sale. But the first point we wanted to stress to you on this evening was adjustment. Somebody put adjustments in the chat. You have to be able to make financial adjustments. Okay. Companies do this all the time when they have budgets. Um, you have the budgeted item, you have expected, right? And then you have actual, what we expect to spend and what we actually spend, right? Okay. Then you have to make adjustments based upon the revenue. Okay. We have individuals who are in leadership positions and they had a budget. Their budget may have been for, we have 7 employees, 10 employees on staff. And then when we did not receive our expected projection in revenue, right? We have to lay off some of these employees now because we don't have the revenue to pay them, right? We have to make an adjustment. And it's the same thing with your financial situation. You have to be prepared in every aspect, right? Continually evaluating and then making the adjustments, okay? And the way you do that is, okay, no matter where you find yourself, whatever situation you find yourself in, you want to stay informed. And the way we get the information, if you didn't sign up to receive the information by text, or if you didn't sign up to receive the information by email, you're going to get the information by mail. I would paper mail, snail mail. I would strongly suggest to you that you read your mail. Okay. Don't just take it for granted that you, in fact, I know what the bill is. I know what the balance is. No. Open your mail. Okay. Get a comprehension, an understanding of what is being stated to you. So then you can make wise financial decisions. Okay. Because to be perfectly honest with you, if I had a balance on my Macy's credit card and I got this in the mail, I would be looking to make changes before August 19th. Okay. If roughly that's 3 weeks, right? Roughly 3.5 weeks from now, I would be looking to get my balance. Okay. It would be just straight off 10%. I know off the top of my head, I would transfer this. If I have a 24.49% credit card, I would transfer it there. That off the top, that saved me 10% off the top. Okay. I would make some kind of financial decision whereby I would not be paying 35% interest on every dollar that I spent. And you have to understand that. Okay. So that's the first thing I wanted to bring to your attention on tonight. Okay. Just looking at the chat, see what's going on here. That's the first thing I wanted to bring to your attention on tonight. So the second thing we wanted to bring to your attention, and the second thing we wanted to discuss is how do we generate more revenue? Okay. How can we make money quickly? How can we bring in more revenue? Okay. And I know we've had these questions before, and I wanted to bring it to your attention on tonight, some ideas that you can use, because one of the things we'll agree on is every little bit helps. Okay, so some of the ideas we're going to bring up tonight will not make you a millionaire, may not generate a significant amount of revenue for you. But if you're able to get another $100 a week, another $5, another $50 a week, every little bit helps. Okay, if you're able to put an extra $50 on a payment, it will reduce that payment faster. If you're able to get another $50 in your hands, okay, maybe that'll allow you to splurge on yourself once a month. One of the challenges is when you are in a financial situation and you're in a hole and you're digging out. It may become a little discouraging because many times it seems like all you're doing is working to pay bills. And maybe sometimes your friends are going out, they're hanging out, the club, you want to go out to dinner, and you can't afford to do that do it at this time and this stage and this season in your life. And sometimes that becomes depressing because all you're doing is working to pay bills. And sometimes if you're just able to get not, again, not maybe a whole lot of money, but just a little more in your hands, okay, sometimes it puts you in a more favorable, a more happy situation, where you're able to maybe go out once a month, right? May not be a lot, okay, but just to be able to go out, go to a movie, do something for yourself, So I just wanted to bring, because again, think about it. If your creditors and if the vendors are raising their prices and raising costs, right? And you'll have your income is relatively fixed in that you may be salaried and you don't have opportunity to work overtime, then it's like, what can I do to generate a little more revenue for yourself? So, me, I'm always looking out for you. And so we're going to see if we can talk about what can we do to make a little more money. So the first one we can talk about is being a rideshare driver, right? Being an Uber driver, being a Lyft driver. And again, we know that all you need is a car and a little bit of spare time. And we understand you have to have a car of a certain age, and you can look this up on, look up what the requirements are on the Uber website or the Lyft stamp website. And I think even Uber have a program whereby if you become an Uber driver, you can even work in whereby you can lease a car from them. I believe I've seen that. But if it's your own car and if it meets the requirements, you don't have, what we're talking about is not, you don't have to do it you're not doing it on a full-time basis. You're just doing it like on a part-time basis, maybe 10 rides a week, right? Or if you do it twice a day, right? Once you get off of work and you just start doing, if you have the time, because the key is having the time. And you get yourself maybe an extra $100, maybe an extra $200 a week, maybe an extra $500 a month. I've had a friend, I didn't realize, we were just talking, and he used to do Uber on the weekend, and he would make an extra $250 a weekend. Okay. You have kids, you have 2-3 kids, an extra $250 a weekend is a pretty good haul there, right? An extra $1,000 a month. Okay. And again, it was just, he didn't do it all the time, right? It was just for a season. He did it for a season just to get himself extra revenue. Okay. And you have to understand, and let's all agree with this. What we're talking about, I know, is doing extra work. But unless you're in a situation whereby you're able to pick up extra shifts at work, okay. And normally, I could just tell you for myself, because I am an independent contractor. I work for myself, and whenever I needed money, I didn't ask God for money. I asked God for work. Okay, open a door for me to work, and if I'm able to work, I'm able to earn. I earn my own keep. The reason I'm in the situation that I am today, the reason that we're debt free, is because, again, I didn't go to God asking God for money. I went to God and asked God for favor so I can get a job to earn more money. And he opened doors for me to be able to allow me to sometimes, have the ability to work multiple contracts at the same time. Okay. And it allowed me to get out of debt faster. Okay. So all I'm saying to you is God honors work. Some of you are not in a situation where you can do that. I understand that. Okay. But some of you, 3 months, 6 months, focus in your mind to do something a little extra. So one of the things that we're most familiar with is Uber. And I met a young lady in, I went to a a job fair at an elementary school, and one of the ladies there had created an app, and the app was specifically for female ride shares. Many a time ride share females are not comfortable with driving with individuals in an Uber or a Lyft. They're not comfortable with driving males. So this company, her app, allowed women to sign up, and on both sides, so a woman would know a woman driver will be coming to get them. Okay, so you can look into, and that was local. We're in the Atlanta area, and that was local to the Atlanta area. So if you're in the Atlanta area and you don't want to be concerned about the security risk of, as a female driving around males, I want you to know there is an app out there that if you sign up, okay, you can you as a female, you can sign up and you would only be driving around other females. So that's out there as one. Okay, the next one, for some of you who have the skills, you could become a freelancer. Okay, so if you have some kind of computer skill, okay, there are sites out there. I had this bold, but it didn't show up. So Upwork, I think it's Fiverr, and TopTal. Okay, there are places you can go and you can create a open up an account, set up a freelancer account, and then you can market your skills to other individuals. So some of you, some of you are very astute on social media. Okay, you can look to leverage. Some of you love social media, so you can look to leverage your social media skills to other companies, small companies who need somebody to help market their business. Okay, and again, it's not as difficult as you think. Okay, you don't have to become a corporation. You can be a sole proprietorship, and just leverage in your company off of what we call a Schedule C on your 1040 taxes. So it does not have to be complicated. Some of you think I got to go out and spend a whole lot of money to get incorporated. No, there are other things you can do. Having incorporation helps. S corp helps. These things help. Getting an EIN, a federal identification number, is free. You don't have to pay for things like that. So there are things, once you do the research, you'll find out it does not take a lot to establish a business in the United States of America, and that's primarily to protect yourself from liability. But these are things you can do if some of you have skills, and you may not have ever thought of utilizing your skills to help you earn extra money. So another thing you can do is to become a freelancer, right? If you're a programmer, if you have any technical abilities. So let's move on. Number 3. So if you have any unused gift cards, so there's let's see. So if you have a gift card pertaining to cash, like a Visa or MasterCard gift card, of course you can utilize those gift cards to spend, right? But say you have a gift card to something like a restaurant or something like that. You got platforms out there like a Card Cash that will purchase your unused gift cards from you, and you can trade them in. So instead of going to Red Lobster, all the Red Lobsters are going out of sale and going out of business. And if you have a Red Lobster gift card, it would behoove you very quickly to cash them in, right? Because otherwise they're going to be worthless. And the other thing you have to be mindful of, I have some gift cards and I put them in the drawer, but again, my drawer next to my bed at home. But again, some gift cards have expiration dates. So you want to be mindful of that, right? You want to be mindful of that. You want to make sure you use your gift cards before the expiration date. So if you have a gift card to a Macy's, you want to try and cash that in, okay? There are websites out there you can use to go ahead and do that. Okay, again, every little bit helps. That's the theme tonight. Every little bit helps. So that's $50 you can recruit. Now this fourth one here is more so if you're in a city where the parking spot rentals are more so if you're in a city where, because those are valuable. Parking spots, real estate is valuable in inner cities, and you can go ahead and rent out your parking spot. But the other thing you can do, you're familiar with ride shares, but there are also car shares, right? Turbo. I don't know if any of you ever heard of that, but I've actually utilized Turbo. Turbo allows you to rent out your car. So if you have a car, if you have a spare car, an extra car, you can actually rent out your car. If you have a BMW or Mercedes, anyone in SUVs, you can actually rent it out to individuals. I'm familiar. A friend of ours, Pastor Don Clark, he used to be, still is, in the car rental business. He buys and sells used cars, and he would get these used cars and he would rent them out on Turbo. Okay. So again, something you may not be familiar with, you may have the opportunity to do that. Most of us probably don't have extra cars sitting around, but it is an opportunity for you to make money. And as you see here, the average income for hosts with one vehicle is around $10,000. Remember, we're saying every little bit helps. Okay, and there's a whole program, just like if you were signing up for Uber, just if you're signing up for Lyft, when you sign up for Turbo, again, it's a program. You're putting your car on there, pictures are taken, insurance, all of that stuff is set up within the program. And of course, you pay them for that, but then you generate money as well. What are we talking about? We're talking about ways that you can utilize today for you to begin to think about, how do I go about making some extra money? Okay. Another thing you can do, for those of you who are familiar, who have ever signed up for Cash App, you realize that Cash App pays you for referrals. So when you sign up for Cash App, okay, one of the things it does, it'll give you a link or a QR code, and it'll send you and says, yeah, you send it out to your referrals, everybody in your contact list. Well, now, so many people on Cash App that you probably can't refer anybody anymore. But in the beginning, when they were signing up, I know they still do it, but other programs, if you come across other programs that if you sign up for it, one of the ways they look to build the platform, one of the ways they look to build their online presence will be to offer you a $5, $10, a small fee if you refer someone and they sign up. I know in my business in IT, one of the things I do is I try to stay in contact with all the recruiters. So when a recruiter is looking for a position in IT in my field, they contact me. They send me an email. Why? Because for many of them, even if I can't do the job, I tell them I will send it out, and they'll say, well, we have a $500 referral. If you send it out and we get a resume and a person gets hired, you'll get $500, right? And it doesn't take much for me to send out an email to people, and I'm helping them, right? I'm helping the person looking for a job, and I'm helping the recruiter. And by sending an email, I potentially might earn $500. And then the recruiter loves me because I'm extending their reach. I'm helping them reach people they don't know about. So again, that it might be something similar in your field. If you have recruiters reaching out to you, seeing if you're interested in the position, well, what you might want to do is find out if they give referral fees. And if they give referral fees, again, you may never know if somebody in your circle, somebody in your church, having conversations with them. Yeah, I'm looking for a job. Oh, okay. Send me your resume. It's for the amount of money. Even if you get 100, imagine just getting $100 for just passing on somebody's resume. I've done it. So it's referral apps as well. Okay, what we got? I don't know if you've ever. There are programs out there where you can put your name in federal databases to see if you are owed money, if you have unclaimed money just sitting out there. Okay, my name is unique, so I've tried it a couple of times. My name never came up because then again, I manage. I manage my money. There is no way that I'm going to be owed money and not know it. So this doesn't work well for me. But I've tried it every now and then when I see the something pops up that says check here to make sure nobody owes you any money. Yeah, I check just in case. But that's out there as well. You might want to do that. And especially in our area, DoorDash and all these grocery delivery. That's a new thing, right? For the life of me, I am not the one to pay somebody to deliver food for me. Whenever I want my food, if it's Chinese food, if it's tacos, if it's pizza, I go get it. But we do have people. My wife is one of these people that every now and then the doorbell rings and somebody's showing up and delivering food. Okay. And then you pay for the food and then you're paying for the delivery. Well, you could be one of those people. Say, hey, pastor, here's your food. And then if you know the people, they got to give you a good tip because it's like, yo, Pastor Kurt, I delivered your food. Pastor Kurt, I delivered his food and he didn't even give me a tithe. He didn't even give me 10% tip. Right? So that's out there and available for you as well. That's out there and available for you as well for you to make quick cash. And again, we're not saying you do this full time. Right? It's just something you do part time whenever you have free time, right? To make a little extra money, right? Again, what's the theme for tonight? Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Okay. And like I said, on the flip side, the way I save money is I get up and go get the food myself, right? The way I save money is I go and I get the food myself. So that's one way for you to save money. So instead of you paying for someone to deliver food to you, you can save the money, right? And get up and go get the food yourself. So let's see what else we have. Okay. Now, each of us, all of us, I mean, especially if you're someone that's mature, you have a lot of stuff. Some of you may have stuff that you've purchased and you never worn. You still have tags on it, or you've purchased and you worn one time. Ladies, you may have bought a pair of shoes, wear it one time and hurt your feet, but then you never wore it again, and the shoes looks brand new. And many times, when we're going through our closet, what do? We take it to not Salvation Army, but the thrift store. Okay, we take it to the thrift store. Goodwill. I take stuff to Goodwill and they say, do you want a receipt? No, I don't even want a receipt because it's not enough. I have other things I can write off on my taxes, so it's not enough for me to write it off on the taxes. But instead of you taking it to Goodwill, instead of you taking it and letting them sell it and make the money from it, why don't you sell it? Okay. See this statement right here? There are many platforms out there now. Right? Poshmark, I've seen Grailed, right? That let you sell used clothing. There are many platforms out there right now that let you sell gently used clothing, right? Or I mean, and just think about it. Just about anything you have, you take it to the cleaners, they clean it up, and it will come back looking in great shape, right? Or you wash it and you iron it yourself if you even want to save on that. I see you. I see you, Sierra. I've sold my clothes to Plato's Closet. They really don't give much, but again, every little bit helps. Now, the other thing too, they really don't give much, but it depends on what you have. Some of you have luxury bags. I don't know if you've ever looked for like used Louis Vuitton or used Gucci bags or even some used Coach bags. If you look online, you see they're quite pricey. They're still in the hundreds. Okay, especially again the Louis Vuittons, the luxury brands. If you have taken care of them, hopefully, like all the luxury brand stuff I have, right? They're still in the box. I still keep the box. They're still in. So if you have a belt, if you have a shoes, you understand they came in a box and then they came individually wrapped. Okay. I still have the box. I still have the individual wrapped, right? Many of my luxury brand stuff, they're maintained as if they are new. So why? It's just like when I had my Porsche. You maintain it so it helps to retain the value of the brand. So if you go to sell it online, you're listing it as used but almost new. It's not used, and when you look at it, you can see it's used. Well, no, when you look at it, it's like, whoa, did he only wore this once or twice? I mean, it looks brand new. That's how I keep my luxury items. I keep them looking like they're brand new. Heaven forbid I'll never have to sell them for anything, but if I had to, I would get some value for them. I see you, Minister Danielle. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is very good for things like that. So ladies, I know my wife in our house, she has 3 closets. 4 closets. We have 3 levels. She has clothes on every level. Yeah. And some of you are like that. Some of y'all, you have clothes on every in multiple closets. So again, instead of just giving them the goodwill, see if you can generate some revenue for it. Okay. And then the same thing with items in your house. Same thing with items in your house. You have things in your house. Again, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist, right? You have the ability to sell items. Okay. And I'll come back to it. So it's the same principle, right? It's the same principle. I didn't think about this, but I saw this. And you have the ability to, some of you who like, you need to walk, you need steps. Okay, you can sign up to be to walk dogs. Check out the apps like Rover and Wag. Okay, and it'll pair you. Somebody's laughing. It'll pair you with individuals who need the dog walked. It's a service industry. You go to some place like Alpharetta and stuff like that. Stop telling people my business, Pastor that just said. Okay, I'll stop. But so again, something you may not have thought about, but if you're an animal lover, this might work for you. Okay. Again, what are we talking about? Every little bit helps. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Okay. But complete surveys online, and for completing the survey, you can get gift cards, which you can subsequently cash out. The other thing too, some of you may, I'm not sure if it's going to come up here, but I want to bring it up. I thought I saw it someplace else. Some of you may have, if you have reward points, do you know you can exchange your reward points for cash? So I know some of you may want, you hold on to your reward points for travel, but so I know with my Chase business, the points can, I've done it before, where you have 300,000 points, for each point you get $1. So for 50,000, not each point. So for 50,000 points, you'll get $50. So for 10,000 points is $1. Yeah. So 50 or 1,000 points is $1. Something like that. My brain isn't working. Sorry, but for 50,000 points, I can get a gift card for $50 or something like 5,000 points. Thank you. My brain's just not working. I'm getting it, but you understand what I'm saying. You can convert your points to dollars instead of converting them to items. So I convert my points to, I do it primarily to Panera gift cards. That's what I do most of the time. They had Dunkin' Donut gift cards. My wife loved Dunkin' Donuts, so I got her a Dunkin' Donut gift cards one time trying to close out. I only had like 7,000 points. So I was closing it out. So close out that card. So got her stuff like that. So you can convert your rewards to cash. And if you have some of you may have these rewards, they're just sitting there, right? So instead of waiting to buy a plane ticket, okay, take the cash now, okay, and do something with it. So again, every little bit helps, right? So that's something to think about as well. But here's something again, if you're into that, if you're into, you don't mind taking surveys and stuff like that, you can take surveys to get cash. And again, it won't pay a lot, but what we're talking about is every little bit helps. So this is interesting, especially for those of you who like garage sales. I've seen online, so I've seen individuals who are well adept with restoring furniture. So they'll go to a garage sale and they'll buy something that somebody's throwing away, or even at the side of the road, or even in garage sales, flea markets, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. There, a lot of times there's a free section. I've given away stuff on Craigslist for free. People came up. So instead, a lot of times, and maybe we bought new furniture, right? So instead of I'm having to take the furniture to Goodwill, you put it out on Craigslist and it's free. I gave away an air conditioning unit once on Craigslist. Someone came and picked it up and just told them, hey, and once you put it out there for free, believe me, you get a lot of offers. And the thing is, it's going to be right on the porch, first come, first serve. I'm not saving it for anybody. And I've done that, but what it's saying is you're able, if you're into garage sales and stuff, you're able to find something in a garage sale and then turn around, you buy it for 50 cents and sell it for $1. If you do that, that's a 100% return on your investment. Okay. And I know individuals who are well adept at garage sales. They love garage sales. They track them, in the newspaper or online when you go to newspapers online or you're driving around and you see garage sales, and they're one of the people who go there the day before or when it first opens to get the best opportunity to purchase items, to get the items. Okay, that is a business. Okay, that is an opportunity for you to make money. Okay, especially if you do it on a consistent basis and you have what you're looking for. Okay, it's similar like the I think Amazon has a program now where you are able to buy pallets of return items. Okay, so there's opportunities. There's opportunities for you to use some people like shopping. If that's your skill, you like to shop. Well, you have the ability to utilize that skill, purchase items, and because of the internet today, you can list those items, on a Facebook Marketplace, on an eBay, get people bidding on things, and it can be very lucrative because I've been to people's house who found things, very nice things at auction. A couple of weeks ago when I was at my mother's house, I did the Bible study from the guest room, which I was in, and behind me, the backdrop was a really beautiful painting, green painting with like a silver a gold, like a gold metallic tree. Okay, and my mother told me she actually found that in the garbage there in West Palm Beach where she lived. Somebody had thrown it out because what happened, there was a slight tear in the picture. And what she did was she restored it. So she got it, she repaired it from behind, and then she just added where the tear was, she added the the metallic, sprinkles to cover it up. So when you, unless you know where the tear is and you focus in on it, you don't really see it. You take in the majestic aspect of the entire picture, right? And she has it, it's huge and it's on the wall, but she got it for free. And if she didn't tell me, I would have thought she paid, a picture of that size, maybe $250 for it. Okay. So this is very lucrative. If this is your thing, if you like to shop and you don't mind, buying things and just enhancing them a little, okay, have the ability to do that and flip it, you can, again, we're talking about work. We're talking about how can I make extra money, right? For most of us, we don't want to do this one here. We don't want to help people move. That's manual labor. Many of us, we don't even like moving, right? So if we don't like moving, definitely we're not going to help anybody else move. But it's an idea. It's an option for you to be able to go out there and do any type of manual labor. Okay. If somebody's willing to pay for you to do it, then you can do it. Some of you are quite educated, and because of COVID, coming out of COVID, a lot of kids fell behind. And now you have the ability, through tutor.com, if you have your bachelor's, your master's, you're very proficient in a specific subject, you might be able to help tutor somebody. Same way, like if you were teaching somebody how to play an instrument or things like that. Okay, again, something you may not have ever thought about, taking your expertise, something you like to do, and getting paid for it. Something you may not have thought about. Again, you get opportunities in the mail. I don't know if you, once you become more and more financially stable, you'll get offers in the mail. Something like if you open up this credit card, if you open up this new credit card, $2,500 limit, and if you spend $1,000, you'll get $100. If you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, you'll get $100. Okay, so you'll get 10% back. Do you know how easy that is? Do you know how easy it is? Okay, because all you have to do is get the new credit card, and things you would purchase with your old credit card, like if you were going to purchase gas, if you're going to purchase groceries, instead of, remember what we say, what I do, I purchase everything on my credit card. So instead of spending, we don't do debit cards. We talked all about this. You're not purchasing on your debit card. Minister Dawn has done this. Yeah. And you're not purchasing on your debit card because, again, they don't have the protection, right? So instead of using your old credit card, you use your new credit card, right? Again, just like if you use your debit card, but you're using a credit card, and you're doing that simply, and you're going to pay it off at the end of the month, and you're going to get an extra $100. So they're paying you to shop. They're paying you to shop. Okay. So there are bank accounts out there, there are credit card companies out there that will pay you to open up an account. You meet the requirements of the account. Okay. And once you meet the requirements and you get the money, you don't use the credit card again. You hold it open for 6 months or 12 months, and then you close it. Okay. You have to learn what are we doing? We're using the system. They want to use their system to benefit them. They want to entice you to open up the credit card so you can spend it so they can earn interest from it. You're disciplined enough to open up the credit card, meet the requirements, get the bonus, whatever that bonus is, and not use the credit card anymore. Leave it open for a while. What would that do? It also raise your credit score, because now you have credit that you've used and you're no longer using, but you have access to it if you need it. And $200, you could do some damage with $200. You can do some damage with $200. Yeah. And all you have to do is open up an account and spend money, something you're already good at. Something else we never thought about. You have to have some kind of artistic abilities. So like, you could be like a Hunter Biden. You can have some artistic abilities. You might have some hidden talents. Right here up in the church, there's a painting gallery right down the street. You can sign up, maybe go take some painting classes, right? And you might uncover some hidden talents that you could be able to, create some paintings. Again, put it out on eBay, put it out on Craigslist, put it out on Facebook Marketplace. You may never know. You'll enjoy yourself while you're painting, and you might be able to make some money from painting, and you may have some hidden talents. I know in our family, I know Andrew is very good at drawing. Justin, my nephew, is very good at drawing. Torian, my other nephew, he's also good at drawing. So we have some individuals in our family, I know, that's very good at artistry. So you may have some in your veins as well. Something you may not have thought about as well is working as a virtual assistant. Okay. And again, it's a job, but you're looking to make some extra money. And the way you look to make extra money is by working. So for some of you who are already administratively inclined, you're very good at administrative tasks. This can be something that's good for you. If you're not skilled administratively, then you can't be a virtual assistant. So you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to understand what you're doing. So let's continue on. Something you can do, focus groups, right? Focus groups. Many universities offer the opportunity for you to do research. Okay, so you can check out your local colleges. You can probably Google this and think about this. Look at this. Just for these people focus, anywhere from $50 to $400 just to get your opinion on things. Just to get your opinion, okay, you're able to generate revenue. So that's something you might want to look into. Okay. Again, something you are familiar with, renting your home, Airbnb. You can also rent out a room, and some of you may not be comfortable with allowing people to come into your home. But again, how we're trying to think of ways, we're trying to expand our thinking of what can we do to earn some extra money. So if you have a basement, like we have a basement with its own external ability to enter and exit, and access points, excuse me. If you have the ability to do that, you may have the ability to rent out a portion of your home to generate extra revenue. Okay. Well, what a lot of people now in the rental space, they're talking about doors, right? They don't think in terms of homes, but they think in terms of, how many spaces they can rent out. Okay. So again, it's a different mind, it's a different perspective, it's a different way of thinking. And what I'm trying to do is deposit in your thinking different ways of you potentially to generate revenue. Wasn't even aware of this, the ability to turn your car into like a mobile marketing, mobile advertising, right? So there is a website called Carvertise, and if you're traveling more than 30 miles a day, okay, you're able to have them advertise on your car, and by doing so, they will pay you to do that. Okay. I see Dr. Amber says Kaiser has been asking me to be on a focus group. and they wanted to draw blood for a $25 gift card. So they're doing some kind of research. So that, yeah, they want to pay you for your blood. You might want to find a different focus group where you don't have to draw blood. But talking about blood, back in the day, what people used to do in order to generate extra revenue was donate their plasma, and that's still available to you today. Right, the ability for you to save lives and earn extra money, people still do that today. Okay, so that's available to you. Working on a production company. Again, this is like helping people move. Okay. Utilizing your, somebody said they don't like needles. Somebody said vampires. I got you. Again, not everything that's suggested is for everyone. But what we're talking about here is what we're saying is 25 different ways for you to be able to make money. And this one is working behind the scenes on productions like events, films, concerts, stuff like that, being part-time, and utilizing your labor. It's the same thing like if you were going out there in your neighborhood, and nowadays, many of us, we've been in a house so long, we have people to do labor for us, cut our lawn and stuff like that. But we got these new subdivisions coming up, people moving in. You can go talk to them and see, hey, do you need somebody to cut the yard? Do you need somebody to trim the hazards, right? Manual labor. You can still get paid for your manual labor. Some of us don't like to do manual labor. My aunt works, and one of the things she does is she cleans people's homes, and she gets paid to go in and clean people's homes because she likes to clean. She's good at it, and there are a lot of seniors who cannot do that. So she has clients, and she'll go and she'll clean their homes for them. So there are a lot of things you can do with your labor. Some of you don't like to clean your own home, so maybe that won't work for you. I understand. I'm just saying. Okay. Staging homes. And a lot of time, in order to do this, you have some real estate agents. When they're looking to sell their homes, they'll bring somebody in to help decorate the house and get it situated for them to sell. It says you can search sites like on Indeed and Simply Hire for jobs pertaining to staging homes. If you like decorating, if you like making things pretty, making things nice, that's an opportunity. Again, you may have never thought of. A lot of these things you may not even realize there's opportunity for you to make money in, and that's why I try to bring it to your attention. This is relatively new for our younger generation. Okay, you can make a lot of money playing video games because there are video games tournaments. I think the winner, I forgot the actual game, but I think that he won $1 million. Because you have shooting games like Fortnite, you have sports games like Madden. There's a lot of money to be made playing games. Okay, Call of Duty, Fortnite, again. So if that's one of your things, you have the ability to do that. And then I've seen in my kids, they're watching somebody else play the game. So they're watching it on Twitch or some other social media platform. So again, taking advantage of social media, taking advantage of a skill set. You like to play games, you're good at playing games, well, get paid to play games. You have some people who are professional game players. That's what they do for a living. Okay, because again, if you build a social media platform of people tuning in to watch you play games, now you're monetized on these several different platforms, and then you can build an audience and you can generate money, generate revenue. And this is not a little bit helps. This is a significant amount of money you can do. All right. So you see your kids, your grandkids playing games, don't knock them. It's very lucrative. Okay. So Parents, don't knock your kids playing games. If they're going to play it, try to make sure they do it seriously so they can get paid. And finally, I wasn't even aware of this, but again, you can get paid with your green thumb. Okay, so if you like, we said you can, a lawn care business. If you like helping people, if you're growing plants, if you can grow plants, and believe it or not, you can sell your plants, because all you would be doing is the same thing like a nursery does, or a Home Depot does, or a Lowe's does. You're just doing it on a smaller scale. You're creating plants, and especially if you're able to do it in a more cost effective. I don't know if you've go into a Lowe's, go into a Home Depot and price their plants. You'll find that plants are very expensive. Plants are very expensive. So if you put yourself in a situation, sometimes you're driving on the side of the roads and you see people selling vegetables, pop up farmers market, they're selling watermelon, they're selling. So if you grow, a lot of times, I go into work, and someone who has a garden, they'll bring in the peppers, they'll bring in the cucumbers, they'll bring in the green beans, they bring in the extra that they have, and they give it away. Well, then you have the ability to monetize that as well. And finally, whatever your passion is, okay, see if you can monetize that. Many of you may have hobbies. Try to see if you could take your hobby and monetize it, right? It says for people with children, when you purchase clothes at Target, you have up to a year to return them used. Right? You have up to a year. So basically you get to lease the clothes. That is if I were you, if that was in fact the case, okay, I would buy all my clothes at Target, right, for the kids, and they will wear it. They will wear it one school semester. They would wear it at the beginning of the semester, at the end of the school semester. I'm taking it back, and then rinse and repeat. Why? Think about this. That is absolutely brilliant, right? Why would I ever buy clothes for my kids when they're going to outgrow the clothes? They're going to outgrow the clothes, right? So if I can lease the clothes, if Target says to me, okay, customer, you can lease clothes. You can buy it at the beginning of the semester, let your kids wear it, you wash it, take care of it, and then you bring it back. Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not do that? That is just brilliant. That is just brilliant. That's recycling the same money, right? Because yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's how you go about getting to the road to financial freedom, having your money work for you, taking advantages of these programs, because it's not cheating if they tell you you can do it, right? If they tell you you can do it. I remember, I'll say this and then we'll get ready to sign off. I remember one year we cooked for Christmas or Thanksgiving, we fried a turkey. And we bought the oil and we had the fire and we fried the turkey. And I bought more oil than I needed and I took it back to Walmart. And when I took it back to Walmart, she asked me, so I'm returning the oil. She said, did you use it? I'm like, what do you mean, did I use it? Yeah, did you use it? I'm like, no, I didn't use the oil. Why would I bring back used oil? She said, yeah, we would have taken it back. I'm like, what? So you mean to tell me I could have bought the oil, fried the turkey, let the oil cool, put it back in the bottle, brought it back, and you would have taken it? Yes. They take back anything. I'm like, oh my God. So a lot of times with these big box stores, if you understand what their rules are, it's within the rules. Instead of purchasing, you can lease, right? If instead of purchasing the clothes, just get the mindset, I'm going to lease these clothes. I'm going to wear it for they're going to wear it for one semester. They don't want to hold on to it anyway. They're not me yelling and screaming and kicking. Oh, I want to hold on. No, they're going to want the new next. That was last year's clothes. They're going to want a new set of clothes for the next semester, for the next year anyway. So if I were you, that's what I would do. But what are we talking about tonight? So, in conclusion, what we're talking about tonight is number one: when the mail when you get those mail, open your mail, read the mail, make sure you understand what's going on in your accounts, make sure you understand what's going on in your finances, so you can make the appropriate adjustments. Okay, and we talked about different ways. We want to just deposit in your heart and your mind tonight different ways for you to make money quickly. Okay, we're not talking about you becoming rich, but we're talking about every little bit helps. Okay, maybe just stretching the budget, maybe allow you to go out to dinner every once in a while, maybe allow you to do something nice for yourself, get a massage every once in a while, get a manicure every once in a while. We're not talking about you unless you get into something like gaming or stuff like that, but these little things hopefully open your mind, stimulated your mind to determine how you can go about making extra money for yourself. Okay, so again, thank you for sharing with us. Hopefully, Pastor Nedry, real quick, if you don't mind, putting up the Cash App. So we know we always ask you to support us, right? Support us. Hopefully, you can invest back into us, because we know the information that we're providing is beneficial, and we know if you utilize it, it will help you. So we don't ask for a lot: $5, $10, $20, $30, whatever you choose to give, whatever you can give with your budget. But it's $ Kurt Buckmeyer, and just go to Cash App. And we thank you guys for supporting the program. We thank you for supporting us as we continue to do research, as we continue to help you, try to get you from where you are to where you desire to be. And where we desire you to be is financially free. The road to financial freedom is to help you to get to the place where you're debt free, okay, where you have discretionary income, where after you get paid your salary, right, and you get your net, the only thing you'll have is your bills, right? Bills are something that cannot be paid off, like your rent, okay, light bill, gas bill, water bill, sanitation. Those are utilities that cannot be paid off. But your debts can be: your car note, your mortgage, okay, any credit cards that you have, even your student loans, right? Get to the place where your money is generating money for you, okay? So that's what we're striving for, and we're on this journey. We're just about halfway through. It's going to be downhill from here, and we'll be continuing to be looking for opportunities, looking for ways to help you enhance your financial situation and your. So thank you again for sharing with us on tonight. Thank you for all the comments in the chat. This is Pastor Kurt, and we're signing off. You guys have a blessed evening, and we'll see you on next month.